Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to Dr. Zirawani. So today my group will be presenting about Gardena current and improvement layout presentation. Next is our team members uh, are Muhammad Alif bin Adnan, Daniel bin Azwan, Muhammad Daniel Fitri bin Muhammad Alias, Muhammad Ilman bin Muhammad Yazi, Nur Ardina Najwa binti Nordin, and Wan Nurul Hakimah binti Wan Rosdi. So we're gonna talk about there is 5 topics that we're gonna be presenting, which is the first one is introduction, second one is objective, the third one is current layout, and then improve layout, and lastly conclusion. Okay, next. So for introduction, Gardena Bakeries Sdn Bhd, a joint venture between QAF Limited of Singapore and Bernas of Malaysia, was founded in 1986 in Shah Alam. They produce over 900,000 loaves of bread daily and are known of their high-quality bakery products. Gardena has a strong presence in Southeast Asia, including Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, and Indonesia. Their success comes from innovation, market adaptation, and a robust distribution network. They prioritize quality, food safety, sustainability, and corporate social responsibility. Okay, and then Gardena Bakeries Sdn Bhd has trouble locating part numbers in their warehouse due to changing demand, leading to frequent rearrangements. To fix this, they can use warehouse management systems or WMS to track inventory in real time and optimize storage. And then adding automated guardian vehicles AGV and robotics can reduce human error and boost productivity. Data analytics and machine learning can predict demand patterns and improve part placement. So next is objective. Objective for our group modeling is the first one to examine the simulation of Gardena can be the best possible way or not. And then the second one is to increase efficiency of productivity of the warehouse. And lastly is to implement the witness simulation in the manufacturing process of Gardenia Distribution Center. So I will pass to the next presenter.
We move on to the next part, which is step for practical methodology. For the simulation model, we implement 6 steps, which is firstly is establishing objective. Second is deciding the scope and level of detail in the model. Thirdly, we collecting the data. Fourthly, we structuring the model, and after that, we building the model. And the sixth step is running the model, generating the reports, and the eighth step is testing the model and experimenting with the model. The next step is documenting the model, and lastly presenting the result and implementing them. So for the every detail of the step, madam can refer to our report. Okay, move to the next part. So if you can see, this is our current layout for the model, which is we can see there is mixing machine, baker, cutting machine, conveyor, bread wrapper, Gardenia tray, and MC desk. So for the current model, we start with raw material, which is yeast and flour, which is before we make we mixing the yeast and flour in the mixing machine. After that, we mixing the yeast and flour at the mixing machine to produce the dough. After that, the dough move to the baker machine, which is we bake around 15 minutes. After, if you can see, for current model, mixing machine only have one, and the baker machine is we have 3 baker machine. So after the mixing machine, we move to the baker machine, which is we will bake the dough around 50 minutes. After bake the dough, we move to the cutting machine, which is we cut the bread into a small parts. After we cut the bread, we move to the conveyor, and the conveyor will move the bread to the bread wrapper, which is the bread wrapper is function to wrap the bread with the plastic. The bread wrapper will move the bread to the conveyor and go to the Gardenia tray, which is the bread wrapper and Gardenia tray is automatic system. We move after at the Gardenia tray, we move to the pallet, and lastly we move to the MC desk, which is this MC desk is function to QC and prepare documentation for the bread before we ship out the bread. So if you can see for our current layout, there is only one bread wrapper machine, 2 conveyor, 1 Gardenia tray, 1 MC desk, and one place for pallet. So that's all for current layout. We move on to the next part, which is improve layout. So for the improve layout, if you can see, we change a little bit for, firstly, we change the mixing machine, which is, if you can see, mixing machine for improve layout, we added one mixing machine because before that, there is so slow to produce a dough with one mixing machine. And you can see for the improve model, we move to one baker, which is before this current layout, current model, we have 3 bakers, and now we have only 2 bakers, which is the bakers not fully utilized. So there, we want to reduce the operating cost. We remove one baker and add one mixing machine, which is can speed up the production of the bread, and we can reduce the operating cost. So this improved model will present detail from my friends.
Thank you to Mr. Alif for explaining the current layout. So now I will move on to the next step, which is the improve layout. I will explaining all of the steps and all of the processes that happen in this improve layout. So the first step is we can see 2 raw material, which is yeast and also flour. So these 2 material will go into the buffer 001 and also buffer carton 001. So it will come in carton for flour, and also for yeast it come in stock, so in separate pieces. So these pieces will go either to mixing machine 1 and mixing machine 2, so that the flour and yeast will be mixed together to make a dough. So this dough will be put into the buffer bin 001. So this buffer bin will be situated in between mixing machine and also the baker. So the dough will be sit at the buffer bin for the dough to raising it for itself before it go into the baker for being baked into changing the dough into the bread. So when the dough been sent into the baker will process or will be bake the bread for about 10 minutes so that the bread will properly been baked, and then the in a more suitable temperature. So the bread will go out from the baker, either baker 1 or baker 2, will go into the cutting machine. So this cutting machine will cut each of the bread into slices that we got in the gardenia bread. So it will cut into several slices, and then we'll go into the conveyor one all the way to the wrap station. So at this wrap station, there will be two separate product that will enter the wrap station. The first one is the cutting bread, the bread that have been cut, and then the second one is the plastic gardenia that coming from the inbound process all the way to buffer carton 002. So the buffer carton will store all of the plastic wrapper that will be needed by the wrapper machine. So when the wrapper machine want the plastic itself, it will go to the buffer carton 002 and pick the plastic. So when the cutting bread go into the wrap machine will seek or will ask for demand the plastic wrapper, and then they will wrap together and go to the conveyor belt 002. So this conveyor belt will go to the MC bench 001. So at this area, the bed will go through a QC check, which is the quality check. So this quality check will make sure that all of the bread is follow all of the requirements. All of the bread will also be put into tray and will be separated into batch. So each batch needs 6 bread in total, so that one tray only have 6 bread. So this bread will go through a buffer pallet, so they will stack on the pallet, and then will go to the MC-001. So in this MC-001, the documentations and all of the document needed for the goods to be delivered to the customer is happen here. So when the bread arrive in tray, they will situated that which tray will go to where, will go to which driver, will go to which lorry. So this is the place where all of the documentation will be list out, and then finally the bread will go ship out to the lorry for the end consumer, which is will be sent by using last mile delivery. So that's all. The process involving the improved layout, there are no much difference compared to the current layout. It is only based on the numbers of machine, some been added and some been reduced, and also the structure, most of the structure is also the same with the current layout. So I think for the improved layout, that's all from me. There's nothing more, so I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, so in conclusion, with the new layout, the time can of the production can be reduced and the machine can be fully operated. With this, the maximum effort can achieve the maximum production. In addition, Witness Simulation is very good software to improve layout in a proper way. It's a company to see best simulation of operating system without spending too much and high cost. So that's all from us. Thank you.